3:38 a.m. Time to ride to the airport. Okay, we've made it to the airport. Teelan's riding around in circles trying to find how to get into here. Well, where do we walk to? That'll be the next thing to find. Handcheck done. Security done.
Days which turn into 5 days. So we get paid for it.
Welcome to Hobart. And yes, it is cold. I'll show you Mount Wellington as soon as we get a good view of it. That is Mount Wellington. And look, don't probably see it all day. It's got snow on top. Oh, there's snow clouds. Sometimes it's covered in clouds. Sitting back down to the harbour. We're on Constitution Dock. We'll go for the casino in the middle there, across the one of the harbours, and that's some of the snow clouds up there on Mount Wellington. Zoom in a little bit. Just see the organ pipes down the bottom there. Oh, we're going down a bit. Organ pipes, a little bit of snow on there, starting to melt off tonight. Alright, this is the courtyard in Southampton. Not many people actually know this bit's in here. This is actually the courtyard. Let's just ignore that sign. Of course, Salmenka was built with all these quarry here. 1840. We began building this in 1830. Alright, we'll get out in the sun. And I've just started on the... That's not... Okay, that's upside down. There we go. That's X17. We just got quick film in that one. Okay, we have moved to the back of Salmenka, as you'd expect. This is the old cemetery. We've got graves here. These are the old gravestones. Somewhere in here is some of my family from the 1800s. This is the old cemetery. It's now a public lawn. Beautiful weather down here in Hobart today, not bad for winter. Salmenka's just behind that wall. So let's just take a walk through the... And you look at some of the ages of these things. Died in 1825, age 8 months. I'll keep this camera out of the sun. Let me know if you spot a Smith and Anderson or a Ming or a Henry or anything. I've driven around the outskirts of this before, but never actually walked through it. I've walked around the outskirts too. Alright, I'll get back to snapping some photos. Okay, I so want to get that building, but all I've got to do is wait for these cars to get out the way. It does look like an old government building. They just sold it. We're working our way back up into the city now. Just come out of St David's Graveyard Park. Okay, so I don't know which side to go on. But we'll go back this way for a second with the camera. Kevin Corby, we've got that old sign. Okay, we're on Macquarie Street. You can just see Mount Wellington over the top. And yes, this is quite a busy street. Okay. I shall make my way down to Travel Lodge down there. Got a nice sign on the sunny side. I think that's great. There we go. Alright, we'll get to Travel Lodge eventually. Oh, I've just swapped the 14mm lens onto my camera as well. Alright, we're going to cross over up there at the lights. Might as well keep talking to you. Hobart's quite great for these old buildings. Not too sure how old that one is. But because we're below the 42nd parallel, the sun is very high up in the north side, so we've got deep shadows everywhere, but it's still only early in the morning, I think. There we go, it's 11:30. You'll get another view of Mount Wellington here. We'll just zoom up into that a bit. Alright, I'll get over to the lights. I know not everyone that watches my vlogs is a photographer, but how's that for some shadows for black and white? Let's have a go at that. Yeah, so look like I'm I'm wide up. Oh, I think I'll go back out a bit here. Okay, look at that here. Okay, so this is part two. Just after midday. Pete's coming down soon, so we'll have a third part for that, but we'll start the second part. I am in Tasmanian Museum and Art Gallery, not Mona, but the government one. All right, I'll spin you around, you can see what I'm looking at. This is black and white heaven. Yeah, so look like I'm wide up. Oh, I think I'll go back out a bit here. Okay, look at that here. Okay, so this is part two. Just after midday. Pete's coming down soon, so we'll have a third part for that, but we'll start the second part. I am in Tasmanian Museum and Art Gallery, not Mona, but the government one. All right, I'll spin you around, you can see what I'm looking at. This is black and white heaven. Okay, read the sign. Not so easy. Okay. Oh, started it. That's better. Halfway up the stairs. Chandeliers. Scantly clad angels. I think we can keep this on the next bit. "10 years since I've been in here. Actually, 10 years this week. We came down as a family for 3 days. All right, let's go and look at some pictures. But first, spin you around so you get dizzy. I'll get some roof photo. Let's start with a name, eh? This too shall pass. Okay. Might have to zoom out a bit. Hold on, kids. Let's. That weird sound you can see here is thing up here. Arts and crafts. So this is a bit different. Arts and crafts is the stuff on the ground. I'll spin. And if you want to know you're in Tassie, heaters everywhere. This is not New Weaver, that's 1845. Yeah, looks like a good photo. It's not so easy. We are in the Antarctic bit. was saying, I did have a few of them flying around me out in the Bass Strait. Oh, look. Let's work for this. How many of those knots can you do? I can only do one. Maybe. How's that for Lego? Oh, it's a Lego. And a whale. Yes, I'm on an island, and this one's about Flinders Island. I actually don't know how you get up to there. There's nice photos down here. Flinders is basically halfway between Tasmania and Victoria. So cool. Look better if you didn't get reflections. It's funny who did these. Prospero. Kind of red line. Paintings. Pretty cool. Okay, I'll spare you watching me here. Chicken palmy. Okay, back in Melbourne, so get the helmet on, check that everything's working on the bike. Alright, we got everything we need. Right. Okay. I'll let you know when we get home, and that'll give us a time how long I've been out today. Okay, we're home. So now 11:30. We left at 3:30 this morning. It's now 11:30 at night. So what's that work out to be? 12 hours of 3:30 days. So almost 20 hours since I left home. Okay. I'll get all this gear off, and then we'll pack the bike up and put it away in the garage. Where am I? You can't see me in the mirror. Oh, you can. Oh well. Okay. Thank you. Hopefully this vlogmentary idea works for you guys. Who knows?